Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I thought I'd give you another pumpkin recipe to add to your arsenal. This pumpkin bread is so stinking good, easy to make, full of good flavor. I'll have all the ingredients below, but you can see we have pumpkin puree and 2 eggs. Now, the difference between pumpkin puree and pumpkin pie filling is the pie filling is full of sugar and spices and all that, and you want to be able to add your own. And there's some standard oil. And finally, some sugar. Now with the spatula, we're just going to give this all these wet ingredients and the one dry, which is sugar, and mix around till it's nice in one consistency. Super fast, super easy. Just stir that up like it owes you money. You know, take no prisoners. So anyway, off to our dry ingredients. We have all-purpose flour, 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, I might add, that I'm carefully measuring. And to that we're going to add cinnamon, salt, and baking soda. I don't know what order I had these. Oh, that was salt. First one was baking soda, and here's nutmeg. Once we get all those together, we are going to whisk it around so that, again, you want it all mixed up. You don't want anything unmixed with a patch of cinnamon or a patch of nutmeg, so we get it all good. Now we just grab our bowl of wet ingredients and we're going to combine the dry in there. And of course, we're going to mix it up till it's a smooth consistency. And while I'm stirring here, I can tell you that on this channel, Jimmy Dick's International Eats, we have all kinds of recipes. If you're looking for something new and exciting, we may have it. I have 2 or 3 other pumpkin type recipes for Thanksgiving or fall, you know, whatever. So check it out. Consider subscribing. We have all kinds of good stuff around here. Now, once we get it good and mixed like that, wasn't that magical? Then we're going to butter our loaf pan. This is a standard loaf pan. And I like to use my hands. Some people use the paper the butter was wrapped in, or they use a paper towel. But I use my hands because otherwise it can get put on too thick. And we're not trying to deep fry this loaf of bread. We're just trying to make sure nothing sticks to the bottom or the sides. And it also has another purpose, because once I get that done, I'm going to put in some parchment paper. And that butter will also help this stick to the sides so it won't be flying up on you as you try to pour in your batter. That's a mess waiting to happen. So the butter has 2 full purposes. Speaking of batter, let's pour that in there. What do you say? Nice and thick. Look at that. It says pumpkin all over it. So once you get that all in there, we have our oven preheated to 350 degrees. Give it a little shake, a little pat, just to make sure there's no air bubbles in it. And we're going to bake it for 55 to 65 minutes. Mine baked for 64. And I should have done that last little minute because you can see it started to dip in the middle. But guess what? It tasted awesome. Now look at this. Trick of the day. Boom. And look how clean that pan is. Easy to clean up. So now let's make this maple glaze. So stinking good. So here is confectioner's sugar, or as the Brits say, icing sugar. This is a 1/2 cup of melted butter. And to that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. There's 1. Eventually, I'll pour it in. But when you're pouring from a height like I am, to show off, you know, it takes a minute or 2. So, next is tablespoon number 2. This maple syrup adds such a great fall flavor. Pumpkin and maple go together so good. So we're going to mix this around until it's one consistency again. I probably should have used a whisk, but it worked out okay. So you're going to pour this over the top, and you want it to drip down the sides. So I have it on a wire rack. It's been cooling for about 20 minutes, but you want it to still be warm so it gets all good and melty. And look at this. Delicious. Have a great Thanksgiving, and thanks for watching.
Jimmy